السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. Today I want to talk to you about a topic that's affecting our ummah a huge part. It's the cause for a lot of bloodshed around the world, cause for a lot of wars to go on, for a lot of fights to break out, for a lot of families to separate, for even a brother not to speak to his brother for 5 years. Hudayf ibn al-Yaman radiallahu anhu said that people used to ask Rasulullah about good things and good deeds and how to get to paradise. But I was different. I asked him about bad things so I can avoid them. Rasulullah said, لا يدخل الجنة من كان في قلبه مثقال حبة من خردل من كبر. He will not enter paradise who has a weight of mustard seed of arrogance in his heart. Just to put things into perspective, someone might say, come on, this is too harsh. One mustard seed, a small bit. But if you think about it, if I gave you a cup of milk right now, if I put in that cup of milk a drop of blood or a drop of oil, you wouldn't drink it. So that's the state, that's how the heart is affected when arrogance enters the heart. And the reason why it must be clear is because Allah said in the Quran, يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَالٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. The day where no money, no children will benefit them except for a person who comes with a pure heart, with a sound heart. So my dear brothers and sisters, arrogance is a killer. It has many signs for one to know if he falls into arrogance. As I will state some of them, one must think about how if these signs affect them personally. Not if this sign it affects X, it affects Muhammad, it affects Ahmed. No, you think about it for yourself. The first sign is not being around people who have less for you in terms of dunya. For example, like not being around street sweepers, not being around garbage men. And we don't know, at the end of the day, he might be more righteous than us. أَكْرَمَكُمْ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ أَتْقَاكُمْ. The most noble of you are the most righteous or the most pious. So we don't know, and there's no reason. Another sign is always circulating the conversation about himself. I. In New York, there was a research conducted of 500 phone calls, and they found out that the most word that was used was I. That shows you how egotistical our society is today, and everyone tries to focus on himself. For example, if we're having a conversation, oh, look at that amazing goal Cristiano Ronaldo scored over the weekend, blah blah. But you see my goal last week also in the training field, it was the same. Or I scored the same goal in FIFA. Just always rotates the conversation back to himself. A'udhu billah from that. Another sign is when people come to greet you, you don't stand up. Like you just sit down, acting as if you deserve all this respect. As if you've done so much, you can just sit down and let everyone come to you. You have to give the initiative, smile, approach them, give a handshake, stand up, show some respect. And one of the biggest signs, as Rasulullah said, it's batar al-haq, which is covering the truth. Like for example, if two people are having an argument and you know that the other person is right, you know that his arguments are sound and they beat your argument, you try to go around the argument and apply a logical fallacy and attack him or attack something else. Like you neglect the truth. You try to solve it just so you can win the argument. When people forget these days that the purpose of an argument is to find the truth, not to win or to feel arrogant. People fall into that just so they want to feel more dominant than others. Another one is بطر الحق وغمط الناس, feeling better than others, or like despising others, thinking yourself as better than others in terms of wealth, in terms of clothing and cars and all that stuff. Just because Allah blessed you with more doesn't mean that you're more pious than Him. But at the same time, it's okay to wear nice clothes, to have a nice car, as long as your intention is not for arrogance. You just do it because, as Rasul said, "Inna Allah jameel yuhibbu jamal." Allah is beautiful and He likes beauty. It's normal to be beautiful, but as long as you don't have the intention that you are better than others and you have more than others and you look down on others. So these are some of the signs of arrogance. May Allah protect us from it. And we all know the famous story in the Quran about Shaitan with the creation of our Prophet Adam alayhi salam. He was technically the first racist in the world. When Allah created Adam and He commanded all the angels to prostrate, Iblis rejected and he didn't. He denied. He did not want to prostrate. And when he was asked why, what was his response? "I am better than him. You created him from clay or mud, and you created me from fire." Straight away, he had the assumption that he's better than him just because of his origin. For example, people today can say, "Oh, I'm born from Pakistan, I'm better than this guy. I'm born from America, I'm better than this guy." If you just think about it, you did not have the choice to be born where you're born. You didn't have the choice to be born with this family, with this wealthy family, or this poor family. You didn't have the choice to be from any specific country, let alone you don't even choose your name. So it's all at the hands of Allah and Allah's rizq, and it's all a test from Allah. So Iblis, the word Iblis is from the word ablasa. It sounds similar to an Arabic word called aflasa, which is to be bankrupt. But ablasa is to be like have nothing, be bankrupt from everything. So that shows you that just being arrogant on one occasion can destroy you. And he is mal'oon. He's like he cannot be entered into God's mercy. So that shows you the effect of arrogance. Second of all, a great analogy I heard from someone is that the concept about Allah looking at what's inside us but not at our bodies or not at our external wealth and all that stuff. He gave the example of a cardboard box worth 50 cents. Let's say I bought this cardboard box to you and you lost it. You wouldn't worry that much because it has nothing inside, it's worthless, 50 cents. But if I got that same cardboard box and put in a diamond this small, worth 50 carats of gold, worth millions of dollars, then if you lost that box, you would flip, you would go crazy. You'd do anything to find that because of what's inside it. This shows you the worth, the inside, that whatever's inside a human being has a lot of worth. So some of the cures of arrogance is first is ilm and amal, knowledge and action. Knowledge, reading more of the Quran to learn from the lessons of arrogance and how people like from Surah Al-Kahf, the two friends, the people who thought he was more wealthier, look how he got doomed. And many other stories. Remember, and another one is to remember death. Think about how temporary our life is. And action, we have to do things that will break the nafs. Humbling acts that we don't usually partake in, like cleaning the toilets or anything that you don't do. If someone cleaning the dishes, whatever it may be. I heard one beautiful story from Sheikh al-Sha'rawi, that Sheikh al-Sha'rawi happened to him. Really humbling story. He once gave a speech in a convention center. I'll just